in '99. Could you ever imagine coming back now as a head coach of a Scottish team in a European League final? It's quite a turn of events.
Yeah, look, it was Super Rugby back in the day, and so much has changed since then. So yeah, it's been fantastic. 25 years ago. I remember I had a one-on-one with Alama Jeremia in the top right corner with 10 meters to go to the try line. And as I tackled him over the touchline, the way Loftus reacted to that was always special. So good to come back here and experience that again.
Is this the most hostile crowd these guys will ever experience? I mean, obviously they coped with it at Munster last week, but does it go up another notch again here?
Look, we experienced quite a hostile group now at Bayonne, and then obviously here at Munster last week. And so I don't see the Loftus crowd as hostile as much as they're just so enthusiastic. I don't think there's so much negativity around them. Obviously, we've experienced the super silence when somebody kicks a goal at Munster. Here we will expect it differently, so we prepare for that. And but still, I think we should not at this level let us be influenced by something we can't control.
One for Kyle, obviously being so close to home, Kyle, and coming here with the country, the team and the place that you've made your home now. Just how special would it be to be up there collecting that trophy tomorrow night?
Yeah, look, it'd be massively special. Life is a funny way of going in circles like this that kind of forces you to take a moment and just reflect. Which is really special. But I think just the journey for this group over the last 24 months, everyone in the building, the amount of effort they've put in, all the people back in Glasgow, I think to be able to do it for all of them tomorrow would be really special.
Just how much do the guys take from the two knockout games and the manner of those wins so far in terms of qualities that are maybe not always associated with Glasgow? The way you've constructed those has been really impressive.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's been something since last year's playoffs that we've been working away of as a group, as coaches, as players. And I think there's no other way to get the belief in going out there and doing it. And I think that's exactly what it's done. It's given us the belief in that plan and the fact that we can do it and that it does work. And I think that belief is the biggest thing we'll take out of the last 2 weeks.
Good man, thanks.
Thanks.
Coach, similar question to what you were asked now, but one change in the team, which is probably a huge positive with the travel factor. Can you just take us around how that has helped your preparation for the final?
Yeah, obviously, our main training session was on Saturday against Munster, so it was easy to take those the fitness levels, the contact levels that was required, the mentality. You can't train that, so we put it obviously training value to that, which allows us the back end of the week to be more organised if there's not a lot of change in the team. So the guys know. I mean, Nathan comes back after missing last week just from a HIA injury, and he fit in because the preparations were mostly done leading up to the final, after to the quarterfinal against Stormers. So, and then Duncan, he's been engaged the whole time. He carried the water in the last two games to be, he's up. He forms part of the leadership group on the field. So that continuity obviously is second to none.
Frankie, one of your team's strong points always from your players as Cheetah's coach was the counter-attack. This year your style is also the counter-attack, but the Bulls changed their kicking game last week. How much does your approach change as a counter-attacking team when you keep longer like last week?
Oh, well, that doesn't change much for us, obviously, because when we prep, we train during the season, you already start preparing for any kick that can come to you. So there's longer, flatter ones, and there's ones that's got a 5-second hang time. There's ones that's got 6 or 7 hang time now here, and with a higher altitude. There's the cross kicks at Billy that executed very well last week. The main challenge here is to not sit too far back in the backfield because they can find the short kicking space. But if you're too far up, they can kick it over the head, like what happened to Leinster, having had 50-22s kicked from too regular for a game like that. So the balance in the fact that the ball flies a little bit further is that is challenging. But when I came back from Europe in 2013, I already brought a plan that was different from the way South Africans kick anyway. So I had that experience to be able to help the players understand the fact that the ball flies a little bit further.
Franco, Jake spoke quite fond of you from your days at San PC and the progression, obviously, to becoming a Springbok and how you sort of coached you. Your thoughts on taking on Jake and his tactical sort of acumen, but at the same time, how sweet would it be for you as a sort of student to beat your master?
No, look, I don't see it that way. I think Jake has done well, and he's been brave. He's travelled the world also as a coach. He was at the Brumbies in Montpellier. He's gone out after his stint as the World Cup coach. He spent a lot of time educating coaches, which means that he gets to understand more the way people think and work. So obviously that suits him in the way that he's strategizing and the way he understands the game. Yes, he's obviously a wealth of experience, and he can't compare his experience with mine at the moment, due to the fact that he's absolutely been at the World Cup already, and he's a well-renowned coach. So I always try to look at opportunities and to bring something to the table that's anticipated or not. And so from that perspective, I got to look at Jake in the last 2 years, specifically when we were coaching against each other again. Now when Bulls came over, first time at this level was when I just joined the Cheetahs in 2013. He was coaching the Sharks at that stage, and we had a clear understanding already how I think he approaches every game. So hopefully we've learned enough. But I mean, again, he's a astute coach, and his record is second to none.
Franco, obviously for Jake to have known you from when you were at school, and I think being the technical analyst at the Box when you were there, this is obviously a guy you also know quite a lot about. What would you say is the sort of greatest evolution that keeps him relevant still today?
Yeah, the way he adapts, one first of all, and the second thing is the way he surrounds him with people that has a different view or that can add value. I think Gary Gould's experience is second to none as well. We sometimes just look at the head coach; he's been brilliant. Everybody in his coaching group has been involved for a long time now with the Bulls. They understand the culture, and since he's arrived, he's accumulated enough of that experience around them, and I mean that helps obviously him to be ruthless in the way he approaches everything. He can challenge everybody around him because of his experience. But what makes him a good coach is that he's keen to evolve. He understands what it takes to change with the culture of your team, and then obviously like I said, around the coaching group that he's gathered around them is all experienced guys or people that's been sitting in at the Blue Bulls helm for a bit. So that continuity that he married with some fresh blood was very important.
You said earlier that you've got an understanding of how he approaches a game, obviously having coached against him in the last 2 years. How does he approach a game?
Shall I give the game plan as well?
Coach, the last time Glasgow took on the Bulls at this stadium, I think Jake White said had the game gone on longer, you guys might have probably won the game, just the way that you finished. Has that influenced the way that you approach tomorrow? Are you going to try to go with that same intensity? If so, then is altitude then going to be a factor in the latter stages of the game, especially in the final?
I think that was the hurdle that we got over here last time. I'm going to honestly think the fact that we lifted intensity and the density of the game in the second part proved to our players that altitude is not that. It doesn't have that influence if you're not going to allow it to, and I think the important thing here is that we've made less of the altitude. It is there. It will have probably effect, but again, everybody gets tired. This is how quickly you can recover with that. I think if you have a from that mental perspective and understanding that yes, you will probably have no breath, but you won't die, then that at least helps you to push yourself a little bit further.
And Coach, you have a player in your ranks, even though he's not part of the squad, a player in Sintu Manjesi who's played 2 years under Jay White, has been in finals under Jay White locally. Have you sort of picked his brain about how Jay White approaches these type of occasions? He's been here not too long ago. Is that someone that you've spoken about the approach of Jay White and the current Bull setup?
No, I did not speak to Sintu around that. I just out of pure respect, I know he's coming this way in a month's time. We'll be back here with Jake, and he's actually flying back now the 26th of June. He's been an excellent stalwart for us in the last 2 seasons that I was there. He unfortunately was injured for a lot of times to do unfortunate incidents. No, I thought it wasn't necessary. 1, 2, I didn't want to put him in a position where he comes back here and he was the architect of something that was not necessary. So no, I didn't specifically ask him around Jay.
Thank you. Okay. Franco, Curtly Orange named in the Bulls team, which I guess is a bit of a surprise. Have you guys anticipated that, and how does it change your planning that he's now going to be in the final?
No, the way the Bulls' back three have played the whole season was part of our strategy and plan in preparation for this game. So it's a different person in the same jersey with the same attributes. So no, it doesn't affect what we do. I must say that I was surprised for him to be back after that injury. So well done to their medical staff in getting him back out there so quickly after that broken jaw.
And I suppose the same answer applies for Willie Leroux not being there. How much of a loss do you think that is for the Bulls?
Look, he was excellent last week. So I definitely think he brought something different to the game. His left foot is obviously something that he used very well. When he gets on the ball, the way he gives width to the game was very important for him. And I thought he was really good last week. So yeah, it's not going to affect what we do, but obviously I think it would have be something that they would have talked about.
Franco, the last time we chatted about the altitude, you said you guys went and looked what Skyrunners did, etc. After last, do you feel you've unlocked that key now? I know you said this is one thing that you took out last time, but do you think in a final that's going to matter so much?
I think everybody's going one gear up in the final. I think question would be, are you prepared to die in the final? And I think most of these players would say, it's what an opportunity. So, yes. So hopefully, that part of the game doesn't come into our minds or bodies. I think we have a 23-man group there with a specific plan, like we've done it last time around. So I'm gonna be honest to say that this week I don't think the word altitude was used the first time inside this room.
And last week against Leinster, one of the things the Bulls did very well was they drew the Leinster back three out of the 22 with kicking a bit shorter, then try to kick over their heads. I take it you're probably expecting something similar this week?
Yeah, look, or not. They can just as well go and say, we would have prepped for this and they'll kick over our heads. So, again, like I explained before, we've got to be adaptable. We're going to anticipate, and in our preparation, we cover all sorts of kicks. And again, hopefully from the experience that I've had here, living here, having played here, and Bloemfontein is not far too many meters lower than here, the ability to move the back three up and back without letting the ball bounce or to try and catch it out of the air as often as possible, that is obviously part of it, was obviously part of it.
This is the last one from me. Just given your history and given all your time at the Bulls, was there, if Glasgow were going to play a away final anywhere else, would it be Loftus?
Yeah, no, I'm excited that it's here. Regardless of what the outcome's going to be and the results going to be, I love this challenge. I love the fact that the Lord just know how to work out things, you know, and that is fantastic. To come back here and to have these guys the opportunity, giving these guys the opportunity to, you know, to play here and experience it. There's no better place to come and, you know, to add something into your career, and I hope that the boys can tomorrow, you know, appreciate that after the game as well. I think leading up to that, we're not going to give that much thought, but no, it is good to be back at Loftus, and it is the toughest challenge. So good to be a part of it.
Franco, last week at Munster, they had this little advertisement, a poster up there that said, you know, final's going to be next week. I don't know if it's true or if it really happened. Lots of people saying that it's a fake, but if it was, did you get any motivation from that? And can you use any of that lesson that you learned there to take the motivation from facing this crowd here? You know, it's going to be a big atmosphere here.
Yeah, no, obviously that motivated us. I hope the Bulls didn't have to cancel flights to Limerick as well, so that was interesting. But no, we, I mean, we never went there. Maybe people would have thought it's underdog. We never felt like we were underdogs there. We had I've got so much trust and that these players are striving to be the best they can be, you know, regardless of who's in front of us, and that is the same approach. Yeah, it was tongue in the cheek motivation, but it didn't really affect it until afterwards. The joy afterwards was more that we took from that advertisement than anything else. So no, the things that happen off the pitch doesn't really come into the change room, but it was an error, I suppose, that you know, we enjoyed a lot more in the change room afterwards.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach.